Taurus, welcome to November 2019. Hope you guys are doing well. Please show me energies present for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of November 2019. Please show me energies present for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of November 2019. Yeah, the Emperor. The Emperor is an Aries energy. It's about boldness, perseverance. It's about, owning your own company, being kind of the head honcho, standing within your own power, moving forward towards what you want, creating your own business, creating your own, situation, living in the lifestyle that you choose. It can be a father figure, very masculine energy. Sometimes it can depict a boss. Let's pull the rest of your cards, actually, and then get into it, okay? Show me more for Taurus, please. You have the Six of Wands. Four of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Two of Cups. Show me more for Taurus, please. You have the Page of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Give me one more for Taurus. Yeah. And the Queen of Swords. Yes. And Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So, here, Taurus. Sorry, I'm like anal about placement or something. I don't know. I shouldn't worry about it too much. I'm going to tear them down in like another 20 minutes, so it's okay. But for now, let's be anal. So the Emperor with the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands in reverse. You may be dealing with an air sign. You may be dealing with somebody also who, oftentimes, the Emperor, I don't mess up upright. He's not a terrible person. He's not a bad guy. But the thing about him is that even in his upright position, there can be a level of arrogance that is connected to this person. You may be having somebody who kind of has grandiose ideas. This could be you. This could be somebody that you're dealing with, but you're dealing with somebody who's attention seeking, yet very kind of like my way or the highway. It's almost as if you're dealing with somebody who, their arrogance gets in the way of like their potential. People recognize them, people see them, but people may not like everything about them. This can also be in regard to a situation between you two where a foundation was basically taken apart with this Four of Wands in reverse. This is about stability. It's about home life, relationships that go awry, not having a foundation, not having any stability within your relationship with somebody, and somebody not really being able to see that. With the Knight of Wands, it's not in reverse, it's looking back though. In some weird way, it's almost as if like somebody here is looking back on a situation, whether they're evaluating something or they're getting back into it. Now, you have this Wheel of Fortune here in reverse, which is probably the best way I like seeing it. And I know a lot of people say, oh, that's a terrible way to look at the Wheel of Fortune. It's all about, getting your wish and whatever the hell, The Wheel of Fortune to me often represents time and cycles within life. Perpetuating cycles. With this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that cycle is basically being closed out. You're choosing to recognize yourself. I know that the Two of Cups can talk about two people, but I feel you're here recognizing where you are within the situation. It doesn't necessarily diminish the love or connection you have. It might diminish the connection, but it doesn't necessarily diminish the love you have, or recognizing that you once cared for somebody. But if you're dealing with somebody that's very arrogant, if you're dealing with somebody that is about facade, or they're not wanting to share or show who they truly are, you can't go with that. You can't jive with that, because it doesn't have any, there's no longevity to it. There's no concrete anything with that. It's essentially somebody's ego here. And here with the Knight of Wands, looking back at this situation, I'm almost feeling like an energy where it's like we want to jump back in. It's like it heightens some sort of fire within us to jump back into something, but we need to recognize that the cycle is being closed out, and you have to value that what this person has given you is something far better. That separation, when you choose to separate yourself from somebody, that can be very much about you. You take better care of yourself. You understand what your value, what your meaning is, even if you're having a hard time not going back to it. I think the realization of the separation between you and this person, it's it gives you the opportunity for change. And it also, I want to say this, but I don't know how to say this. And I'm sure people are going to get pissed off, because a lot of people think, oh, this means this and that's it. Love, 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 The Two of Cups can also talk about self-love. It can talk about being in connection to yourself and recognizing the situation between two of you, and realizing how this love and this semi-catastrophe over here has also caused you to look within and appreciate your own self better. You have the Caduza here. If you see doctors' offices, they have the two snakes that intertwine. It's Kundalini energy, but it's an energy of healing. It's an energy of ascension, but also having strength to persevere here through that troubling time. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the opportunity to build something new on your own, I feel. I don't think that this is a situation that you're going back into something with somebody. I feel like you have the opportunity to remain very decisive in regard to how you choose to move away from this. You have the option to build new layers of yourself, new layers of experience within your life with the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. It's getting away from things and having the opportunity for something new. The Queen of Swords is essentially making sure that you're back to all of this. You're bringing this with you, which is good, but you have your back to all of this in a way where there's, this is healthy. The Queen of Swords is healthy. This is somebody who has dealt with enough in their life from people, that basically mistreat them. They disregard them. They don't care. And she's had enough of it. She's tired of that energy. This can also be an energy where we are being very clear in regard to ourselves and what we want to experience and what we don't want to experience, that we have essentially put upon ourselves, so it's kind of like a self-check, okay, I know that this does not work for me any longer. I'm done with it, Judgment here with this Queen of Swords. This is all about that type of energy. It's about really looking into a situation, recognizing the lessons for what they are, moving forward, and allowing somebody else to just do their thing. You can't force anybody to be a certain way. The Emperor here, he is upright, and I'm very curious to see what the clarifier will be. But this can be a very stubborn energy, somebody want attention-seeking energy, adulation, but not having any stability within where they stand. It's kind of a sad energy, yet there's something enticing about that connection. I think with the Knight of Wands here, though, it's important to learn from this situation, allow this toxic connection to go. And I know people will say, oh, well, you've got the, Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups and Judgment. This should be a reconciliation. I don't think so. I don't think this is a reconciliation. I think this is reconciling yourself to allowing to yourself to move away from it. It's recognizing the connection that may have been and seeing it for what it was, and understanding that you still can love somebody, but it doesn't mean you have to be remained with them, All right, let's go ahead and clarify this reading, please. Show me the Emperor here for Taurus. What does Taurus need to understand about the Emperor? Okay, so let's see what's up. You have the Hangman, Piscean energy. The Hangman is basically taking time to step away. You know, here you have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Here it's in reverse. The Four of Wands is about stability. It's about connection. It's about who we let into our lives, you know, our loved ones, the people that we value and care for, our homes. You know, here, do we allow this person back into our home, our life situation? Is this something that we can deal? What's under here? The Knight of Pentacles. You have the Page of Pentacles here. Forward movement, but in a different direction. Show me these Six of Wands. Yeah, you're hesitant in regard to this person. The Hangman is like shutting down. But the nice thing about the Hangman too is it's an observation card as well. It's like watching somebody derail themselves, watching somebody flounder with no stability. It's a sad energy here that I'm picking up for this person. For the Six of Wands, you have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about healing, taking time for yourself, getting back to where you need to be, removing yourself from situations. It's also essentially here with the Six of Wands, not giving energy to somebody who's attention seeking. Show me the Four of Wands in reverse. You have Strength in reverse here, the Four of Wands. This is about ego. This is about a lot of ego. It's kind of sad too. It's like somebody being trapped in their ego and not really seeing anything other than what they want or what they choose to experience. It kind of like, it's unfortunate because the ego and their own personal way that they go about things kind of foreshadows everything else in their life. You know, it precedes them, and that's not necessarily a good look. It's not something that's healthy. It's not a healthy way to experience life. It's not a healthy way to experience, you know, your connections with other people. It's very bossy. It's very controlling, and it's kind of just like an attention seeker. It's kind of immature energy, you know. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is you, what you've dealt with, or you're watching somebody exhibit this energy. Please show me the Knight of Wands. Okay, that went flying under the table. So yeah, you have the Emperor in reverse here. He made his way out in reverse. This could be somebody, this Knight of Wands could be this person. I feel like it's you though, watching this person. It's like you get to see what is that? Not a peep show. Not a peep show. A sneak peek. A sneak peek into them. It's like you kind of get a glimpse into their inner world. You may know this aspect of this person more so than anybody. And I think that might be why it's a heartfelt situation, why it's like tender and difficult to deal with. It's why you recognize this connection. You have this is also about compassion here. You have compassion towards this situation, even though you may not want to let it back into your life. That's hard. That's hard, Taurus. Having compassion for people who don't really have compassion for themselves or others. Seeing a person where they're at within their progression in life or their de-evolution. We're always progressing, but sometimes it can look like we're going backwards. And here I feel that this is you learning about this, or you learning more about it to the point where you don't really want to venture into it. But also here, it's almost like, because the Knight of Wands isn't a terrible person. He can actually be a very caring person, very caring about the ones that he's around, he or she. But, you know, I feel like, honestly, Taurus, I feel a level of compassion here being, I don't want to say extended to this person, but you are observing this person within some sort of level of compassion or needing to. Show me the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here for Taurus. Did I call you Capricorn? I meant Taurus. You have the Two of Wands. Yeah, this is new directions. You have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Heartbreak, frustration, emotional disruption. you have the opportunity, you have the world in your hand here, and yet you have the opportunity to go back into this. But I think within all of this viewing and understanding of this person's behavior, it's time to close this cycle out. And that's the beauty of this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There's so many other meanings for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Bad luck and things not coming together and, taking time out for blah, blah, blah. But in a lot of ways too, it's about closing cycles out. I think most of all, in a lot of my readings, this card has that indication of closing cycles out, allowing ourselves to step away from problems that we've held on to far too long. You have the Two of Wands here. This is about direction, okay? Here, you have somebody here holding one. You have somebody here holding one staff. You have yourself holding the world in your hand and one staff here. On this side, you have growth. There's new growth here, okay? New growth, potential for peace, harmony in your life, and potential for new love as well, should that be a factor in your experience. But here, it's like it's almost like you have your idea already made up. Your mind is already made up. It's like, I have the world in my hand. I have new growth over here. I don't need to go back to this direction. All this does is provide heartache. It's frustrating. And I feel like just watching this person is heartbreaking. Please show me the Two of Cups. Show me the Two of Cups for Taurus. Yeah. Queen of Swords. Absolutely. Queen of Swords is Libra and Libra, Aquarian, Gemini energy, but more so than anything, the Queen of Swords is somebody who knows what they want. They are very decisive. They've dealt with enough bullshit in their lives. You have her here twice. She's here, and this is like where we're being. Again, this compassionate energy, it's like being compassionate about the connection that you have, but also knowing that to have compassion for others, you must have compassion for yourself. Therefore, I'm going to start over. I'm starting new things on my own. I'm moving away from this problem, and I'm putting this shit behind me. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands essentially talks about being exhausted by fighting, frustrations, it's high anxiety levels, communications where you feel like you are up against the wall. It's not really being able to communicate with the person that you're dealing with, Yeah. Show me the Page of Pentacles here for Taurus. Hang on. One dropped, two dropped. So the Page of Pentacles, yes. Okay, so you have the Six of Cups. You have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And you have the Empress in reverse. So in regard to this Page of Pentacles, what I'm feeling here is that you have already evaluated. I feel like the Seven of Pentacles was up here, or maybe it might have been on the bottom of the deck at one point. It was maybe possibly another reading, who knows? But I'm picking up the Seven of Pentacles. It's an evaluation process. The Six of Cups essentially communicates energy where we are in connection to people from our past. It's people who we have children with, people who we have these deep, deep soul connections, or, these like karmic relationship connections with. It's people who we have like these unexplainable like life lessons to deal with. They're just so strong and potent that it's like you can't ignore them, but sometimes you also have to let them go. It's that process. And here with the Two of Cups, I feel like there's like some sort of energy within compassion towards this person, but also showing compassion for ourselves. With the Nine of Cups in reverse, this is essentially realizing that what once may have made us very happy and we felt very content with is no longer that situation. And it's kind of accepting things for where they're at in that situation. The Empress in reverse, this is an interesting card as well in regard to this, because what I'm feeling is like whatever this situation has caused you to feel, it's almost as if you have been in a place of emotional distress. This is a card of lack, but it's like also a card of lack of self-security, lack of self-awareness, not getting the job done, not it's almost like working against yourself. And I think you've kind of, by dealing with this in the past, or dealing with this however, wherever it has been presented to you, past, present, whatever it is, you almost know Taurus. And also Taurus, this is your card, the Empress, it's in reverse. This card in reverse It's a very heavy card, but I think knowing that, going back to this, or knowing that if you play into this person's bullshit, you basically keep yourself tethered to problematic situations, problematic people, people who do not see the truth, people who don't allow themselves to experience reality for reality's sake. It's like they have like this grandiose vision of themselves, or like this, oh God. I was talking about this today with somebody very dear to me, and that, yeah. Anyways, that's interesting. Okay, fuck. I don't like bringing personal stuff into these types of readings. These are general readings. I don't know if this is a collective energy that's being presented, but it kind of, that piece right there hit very much about how I was feeling about something, like grandiose energy, you know. Yeah. So for the Six of Swords, you have the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. This is opportunity, new potentials, getting involved with things that are much better for you. And it's new beginnings. It's basically having to learn a lot, explore yourself, experience life on new levels, and, you know, basically start to learn about things that are going to be, you know, beneficial for you. The Page of Pentacles here twice. This is extra opportunities. You may have the choice between two different situations that you go towards, but it feels like either one is going to bring you a lot of happiness, much more than this situation. The bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Cups, which is about emotional satisfaction, being in a place where you are happy. It's a happiness card. It's a love card. And that doesn't, people, when they say love, it's not just the mundane, I'm in love with somebody and they love me back and we're, you know, fairy dust and roses and bullshit. Like, it's about self-love. It's about being satisfied within yourself. It's about loving yourself ultimately. When you recognize patterns within situations, within yourself, within people, when you have the heart to basically cut somebody away, you know, that you know isn't healthy for you, or certain aspects that you've been very stubborn in releasing, that can be attention seeking, that essentially gives you the opportunity to show compassion to yourself and move forward. At the bottom of the deck for the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, you have the World. This is finality. It's allowing things to end so new things can begin. Pages are about new beginnings. You have it with the Six of Swords. It's about moving away from problems, situations that don't make sense anymore, letting go of people from the past, no matter, even if you do have a deep, deep connection that just seems unfathomable. To remain in that connection, though, will essentially not lead to happiness. It leads to emotional distress, disruption, and it leads to being essentially the Empress in reverse. It's not taking care of yourself and knowing it. Show me the Queen of Swords. Yep. Queen of Swords. You have the Death card popping out. This is a finality, you guys. It's sticking to your guns and knowing that what you need to do is let the situation go. The Death card is a beautiful card. A lot of people fear it. A lot of people don't like it. The Death card is a gorgeous card. It's about transformation. It's about seeing things in their reality and allowing for them to go. Allowing, if they don't fit into your life, if they drain you, if they cause you problems, it's literally looking at them and saying, listen, this doesn't work for it doesn't work for me anymore, and I'm done. And you let it go. And when you do that, you offer yourself the potential for a new transformation, new things to happen. Very clear. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah. Four of Pentacles. Deal done. Decision made. I am not budging. It's cutting ties with intention. This is the entire message here. The Judgment card. This is about discernment here, you guys. Please show me the Judgment card for Taurus. Hierophant in reverse. This is cutting situations out. It's letting go of commitments, letting go of connections. It's no longer wanting to move forward with somebody. It's also essentially where we are, what our judgment is to move forward, but in an unconventional way, you know, going to the beat of your own drum. That's a beautiful thing. That shows a fair amount of connection and love for yourself. And that comes after hard experiences. Very good, Taurus. I'm proud of whoever this is for. All of the readings today have been very interesting. They've been introspective. They've been strange. I like this one the best, though. You have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This can talk about being in your mind too much. It can talk about, not knowing your emotions, not knowing your feelings regarding a situation. But it can also talk about closing yourself off. She's got her heart crossed. She has her eyes closed. Sometimes this can talk about a stalemate or just blocking somebody out entirely. And it feels with the Queen of Swords, the Death card, it feels like this card here is that choice. It is that decision. It's shutting it down because it doesn't serve you anymore. And if you were to stay in it, it essentially perpetuates dysfunction. This is a very dysfunctional person in the reverse. Upright, the Empress is abundant. She's happy. She's loving. She's enjoying her life. She feels exceptional. She's healthy, eats good things, breathes good things, reads good things. She puts good things into her in her life. In reverse, it's the lack of that. So let's go ahead and pull a oracle here for you guys. I've been using the Crystal Wisdom Healing deck. I love this deck. Sometimes it makes sense for the reading, sometimes it doesn't, and if it doesn't, I'll just pick another deck and we can go from there. But these are crystal cards. I love them. They're so pretty. They each have a meaning. So show me what does Taurus need to know? What message here does Taurus need to know in regard to this? You have two cards. You have trigonic quartz. I don't know how to say that. Somebody help me. Trigonic. And you also have halite. All right, let's go ahead and read these two cards and see if they resonate. Trigonic quartz. The souls. I'm not going to hold this up into the camera just because it's too big. Pardon me. The soul's code. Trigonics hold the secrets of the universe and rapidly expand your awareness of multi-dimensions. Trigonics are cosmic coding for the soul. You are an eternal spirit on a human journey. As a result, you may feel that Earth is not your true home, but remember that you are here for a purpose. Expand your awareness. Restructuring your physical and subtle bodies, beliefs, and realities. Birth your soul fully on Earth if you feel alienated. Meditation triggers your soul's full potential and purpose. In reintegrating fragments of your soul, you bring about wholeness. Recognize the multidimensional breadth of your own soul. Remain honest to achieve success. Reach beyond apparent reality and karma. Let go of conflicts. Renegotiate soul contracts. Heal soul traumas and the etheric blueprint. Expel toxins from the physical and subtle bodies to download higher frequency spiritual energies and integrate the light body. Absolutely. Change. I feel here, like with this Six of Cups over here and this Emperor over here, I feel that if this isn't somebody else, it may be aspects of yourself, but what I'm feeling here is like there's a necessity to change this. We all come into soul contracts with people, but there's a point within those contracts where we recognize the experience for what it is and the lessons for what they are, and that perpetuates that change, perpetuates the transformation of that energy. So let's go for halite. Maybe it will fit. I don't know, will it fit? The Master Cleanser. Halite draws out impurities from your physical, energetic, and soul bodies. It dissolves old patterns, negative thoughts, and toxic emotions, promoting emotional well-being. Halite stimulates the meridians and grounds the healing properties of other crystals. Self-understanding. Subtle ties and influences may be affecting you more than you realize. Unacknowledged feelings of abandonment or rejection or emotional neediness may underlie dis-ease. Detrimental energies picked up under the influence of drink or drugs could be affecting you, as could somebody, oh my God, as could someone else's lustful or jealous feelings. But being spaced out and being spaced out and ungrounded also leaves you open to invasion by external forces. It's time for a thorough clear out of your life. Declutter your space, including your car, detoxify your mind and your body and your mind, and try a juice fast for vitality. Regular detoxification and purification on all levels ensues well-being as does being anchored on earth. The frequency is earthy. The chakra is the base, the sacral, the earth star, and the solar plexus. The timing is the spring, and the soul path is purification and spiritual discernment. Queen of Swords here twice, discernment. But again, like what I've been talking about, it's about the self, safeguarding yourself, knowing what works for you and what doesn't anymore. It's your own personal spiritual discernment. I feel exhausted. So, Taurus, I hope that this reading was helpful to you. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. I'm going to pull... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let go. I already pulled one for the Judgment card. I'm going to let it go, okay? I hope you guys are doing well. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.